What's going on, ladies and gents? It is time to go through some more money, see if we find anything above face value. So we'll start off with a 2009 series $20 Federal Reserve note. In the serial number, we'll look for fancy serial numbers, stuff with patterns and the like. This one does not have one. It's not a trinary, it's not a repeater, it's not a ladder, anything of that regard. But let's look at the seals, print on the bill, see if we see any shifting or anything like that. Nothing really crazy. There's a little bit of ink dots going on, most likely from pen marks, things of that nature. On the back of the bill, we don't really see much going on here. There's a little bit of smudge of something here, but it's not a color of any ink that comes on the bill. There's nothing there. Kind of shoot right along. Series 2013, really beat up, as you know, condition. If you watch any of the previous videos on especially coins, there's been some, for instance, recently a Washington quarter from 62, I believe, which is pretty common, drew over $5,000 in auction recently, only about a week ago, just off the condition itself. So same with banknotes. Condition means a lot. It's definitely something to consider when you find something. Of course, if it's just a ridiculous error, it's totally a missing print or something, then condition can be a little left to the wayside. But otherwise, it's something that's very important when it comes to collecting really anything. Nothing so far. Series 2013 one so far. No changes in ones for quite a while now, so nothing to talk about there. All these are really wrinkly, definitely super circulated. But that's the fun in going, they're a little blood mark or something. But that's the fun in going through pocket change, see if you find stuff worth more than face value. In worst case, you have the same amount you started off with. Somebody was tallying up their $5 notes. Really folded up. A lot worse condition than previous bill searches so far. 2013. Lately I'm seeing less of that over-inking on the third digit, so won't comment on that much other than I guess I just did. But that's something to kind of bypass when you're looking through bills. I think it's just so common that it can't be considered an error in my opinion. A bunch of folds and stuff. For a second I thought we had a little bit of a just kind of a stray line of ink there, but it's actually just a very small fold that just kind of looks like that. Okay, we got a little star note. This one's really beat up. Actually, in our last bill search video we came across a star note as well as a stamp note. There's that over inking on the third digit as we've come very accustomed to seeing on 2013 series bills, well, $1 notes. This one's got a lot of lack of ink. That is not an error. You can tell it's just from circulation and damage. But it's a replacement note. It's only $1. So I will hold on to it and add it to the star note stash that I have as part of my collection. But cool nonetheless. Moving right along. 2013 as well. Also very beat up. Missing a lot of ink just from general usage and circulation. $1 notes have the lowest lifespan. $2 notes, I believe, would be the longest lifespan, aside from 50s and 100s. But nevertheless, $1 notes, they just don't last as long. They're used more readily than any other note, as you probably know, so they just wear out. Got kind of a good pressing here of that backside $20 wording there. Little bit of bleeding of the ink into the lettering, but like I mentioned in previous videos, that's not really collectible. It's just part of the printing process. And this is just a press through of the jacket of Jackson on the front of the bill. Aside from that, everything seems pretty kosher with this guy, so we'll just keep on keeping on. Small star note find so far. Series 2013 5, so it's post the redesign. You're not really going to see too many older 5s, and as in older, I mean pre-2000s. It's most likely going to be early to mid-2000s stuff, and then we're starting to see the 2017 series, this being 2013, but 2017 series, kind of squeaking its way into our bill searches more readily. Nothing here. Nice horizontal fold across the middle of the bill. So if it were valuable, that would detract from it due to quality of the condition. 2013 as well, so we haven't seen anything in variation on series number. Now, interestingly enough, look at that. We actually got a shift in... So this bill, if you notice here, normal serial number. So this is actually a shifted print in the serial number. Slight. You can see that it is shifted up a little bit. So it is askew. It's very beat up of a bill. But a little bit of premium on face value. It's not majorly collectible, as the serial number itself is not a fancy serial number. But without a doubt, you can tell where, starting with that 8, the 4th digit from the left, and over towards the last digit on the right-hand side, how it is shifted up by a small percentage. So that's going to be an error. That's going to be a shifted print. Like I said, a small one, but still something cool, and I'm going to hold on to it. 2009, so oldest series so far as $1 Federal Reserve notes. Disregard bleeding in the lettering up here, that's very common. Very beat up reverse of the note. Backside of the note's definitely taken a beating. It looks like it's been pinned, well, it looked like that on the front. But maybe it's just been rubbed so many times by wallets and purses and stuff. It's also been wet, you can tell by the discoloration there. Quasi-newer bill, already beat up, of course. So this one's seen its day. 2017, first time a signature's been done in print, which is by Stephen Nugent. He actually came under some flack a little while back, but we won't talk about the politics behind the printing of money. We're here to collect the money. But he's an interesting character. Look it up on Google if you want to find out what I'm talking about. I'm not going to touch on that, really. Close to a double date note, but 2044 is yet to happen and won't for another little while, so it is what it is. Nothing else on the front of that bill. Changing up denominations here. $10 bill in great shape. Get it out of this fold of the bill below it. Series 2013 shown on the left-hand side above this 10 here. Newer bill, they redesigned them in the 2000s, early 2000s as well. Changing up the graphics in the background, getting rid of the border around the depiction of Hamilton, as well as just enhancing the graphics. They enlarged the portrait a little bit. Things like that. You probably know about that. Some damage up here from some foreign ink. Definitely not something that came on the bill. Keep on flopping these bills around. 2013, probably the best condition one we've seen so far, minus this fold on this side. Nothing in the serial number, so we haven't come across anything crazy, but I do like the error that we came across a minute ago, which was that shifted print error. Now this right here, I've mentioned before, but I will touch on it, that this imprint right here, you can really see on this one, especially when we hold it like that, that is just a press through of the jacket of Washington. So, not an error, it is just from when the bills are printed. The wet ink is kind of transferred through a little bit, so it is what it is. No shifts in seals so far, serial numbers really, except for that shifted print, but nothing nuts until now, as we got a cute little purple smiley face Washington, probably written on by a little kid. Says, here we go. I want to thanks you. Amen. Isn't that sweet? So a thankful amen bill from someone out there. But nothing in the serial number, unfortunately. Kind of a neat serial number with the repetitions of 8s. It'd be cool if we would have had 8 and then an 8 and then an 8 and then an 8 and then the same digit in between would be really sweet. But nothing there other than a goofy smiley face. But thank you for sending that my way. Damage bill, lots of foreign gunk on it. Definitely not something that's from the ink of the bill. Nothing there. First I thought it might be a counter stamp, but it's actually, it looks like maybe wet bills were laid on this. I don't know. something happened to it, and it ain't something nice. Beat up 2013 series bill. Nothing on the back there. Lots of 2013 series. We only had that one 2009 previously. Sometimes I've gotten a little bit of blurring of ink here around the eye as well, where it just didn't print properly, but not in this case. Getting down there on bills. 2013 Series 10, just like the previous one we looked at. This one's in really good shape too. So pretty crisp. For whatever reason I typically don't have a lot of 10s. I don't know why I don't get them in change. I usually get, I guess because I'm paying with like a 10, or if I have one, or I'm getting, paying with a 20 and just simply they're going to get rid of their 5s and 1s more readily. Nothing there on that. Series 2013 as well. Nothing in the serial number. Lots of these have been quite beat up and have seen their day, so that's detracted from any value above face value if they had it, which so far nothing really has, minus our small finds that we've come across. Minor ink issues down here where it's missing a little ink, but from the condition of the rest of the billet, I would just assume it's from your standard usage. Almost a trinary note. If we wouldn't have had that 0 on the end there and it would have been any of these 3 digits, that would have been nice. But that's alright. It would have also been cool to have it be a 3, so we at least have some bookends. We would have had basically 33292933. That would have been pretty cool. So only 3 ahead of this one. Somebody's got a cool bill out there and might not even know it. Aside from that, this one does not have anything collectible. More writing on the notes to see if we can count to 2. 2006 though, so oldest one we've come across so far. It's lived a good life, in better condition than some of the ones we've seen that are newer series bills. Last but not least, another 2013 series bill. It's got some kind of stray dotting of ink here, so a little bit more than usual, but nothing obscuring the bill in any way, and it's not a large enough individual area to constitute being called an error. So, not something I'm going to hold on for that aspect. But what I am going to hold on to is our 2 bills here. One, of course, is a star note, which is a replacement note. Something happened to it in production. They replaced it, dropped the lettering at the end of the serial number, and added a star to show it has been replaced. So that's cool. I'll add that to my star note collection. And then the better find of the 2 is this serial number here with a shifted print on all 5 of the last digits. If you notice, too, it's just on the digits and not on the letter itself. So that is very interesting, that just this sense in which it got... Somebody just didn't click over the digits enough, and it laid it down a little bit crooked. But pretty cool shifted print. Pretty nice star note, although a little bit beat up. But I like it. Let me know what you found in the comments below. And stay tuned for more news and bill searching videos here on Variety and Errors, your source for currency news. See you in the next video.